Okay, let's try it again. So what was I was saying? Okay, so I was saying that I couldn't really believe that an editor, a real editor at a real magazine, Marie Claire, by the way, which I'm going to keep repeating, and I strongly urge that you cancel your subscription, put your dollars where your complaints are, would allow the article to be published, much less by someone who has not had the experience as living as a fatty, basically, and somebody with an eating disorder, no less. Like a person with you allow a person with an eating disorder to write some kind of skewed, weird article about like being grossed out about seeing two people who care about each other, even if they're actors, kissing on television. What? Question mark? Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's okay. That's all well and good. You don't have to like it. But to write that, to put it out into the universe, just seems so cruel to me. And I would just expect more from people. And like, can you really imagine at the end of the day, like how Billy Gardell and Melissa McCarthy, the two actors on the show, would have felt reading that? That people look at them on television and feel disgusted? I mean, maybe they don't care because they still get to cash their paychecks, but like, I don't know. For me, it was hurtful and it was gross, and I can't even believe that they allowed it to happen. And there's, I think, this whole perception that, like, you know, I don't know, that they're not above reproach because they're actors and they're on TV, but they're not just some headless fatties that you see on the internet. Like, these are people that we're talking about. It's me. It's somebody you know. Like, people have feelings. And I feel like at the end of the day, I just said this to a friend of mine the other day, like at the end of the day, we're all looking for the same things. We're all looking for love and happiness. However we get to those two things, you know, that differs. But that's what we're all looking for. Yet and still, we lead our lives just judging people endlessly, time after time. And it just seems so moot to me. Like, I just can't, I don't understand it. I don't understand why it is that people feel so compelled to talk about the things that other people put in their mouths and how they treat their bodies. And I know that you can talk about insurance. I know that you can talk about like discipline and willpower and being lazy. I've heard all those things. I've heard them 20 times over. And maybe even some of those things I've said to myself. But if you do some research, and I strongly suggest that you do, a lot of these things get debunked over time. Science is not perfect. So the things that you think might be problems with me are maybe not as they seem, basically. I think if we focus more on people being healthy instead of looking at the size of their pants, we could get a lot further as people, as a collective, as a whole. Because just because you're skinny doesn't mean that you're healthy. So, you know, I don't know. I just couldn't like wrap my head around the whole debacle. And it was a debacle. Apparently, like, Marie Claire got 28,000 complaint letters about it. And, I mean, I don't know. If the average size of the American woman is a size 14, I have a hard time reconciling, like, the just gross indifference about fat people. And I actually wrote about this the other day, about being invisible as a fat person. Like, how you can walk into a room and be the largest person there and still be invisible. I don't know. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. And I guess what I was saying the other day is I wish that when I were bigger, and I'm smaller now, still fat, but smaller, that I had been more visible, that I had spoken louder, that I had showed people that I was happy even with a bigger size pants. Am I happy now? Yes. Wouldn't go back and undo the things that I've done for myself, but that doesn't mean that, like, as a fatty, like, fatter version of myself, that I was miserable and destitute, because I wasn't. I have the same friends now that I had then, if not. You know what I mean? Like, being fat is not the end-all be-all. Like, there are a lot worse things to do. I used to always say that. If the worst thing you can say about me is that I'm fat, I'm doing pretty good. Like, there are lots of other things that I'd rather not be called. If you gotta call me fat, go ahead and do that. So, anyways, read the article. Let me know what you think. I'm really curious, actually. And even if you don't think the way that I think, that's okay. I'm curious about what people think. So, I hope you guys had a really good Halloween. I can't believe it's Monday already. And hopefully I can churn another one of these things out before the week is up. We'll see, though. Have a good afternoon. Bye.